Do you currently feel overwhelmed by grant or paper rejections? Or maybe you're sometimes feeling isolated, alone with your problems, doubting your worth, or even questioning if you still belong in academia with such fast paced challenges and changes in the system and mentality? You're not alone, at least I have the same symptoms many days a week, but I sort of tried to convince myself that rejection wasn't the end of the journey and that it's sort of step toward my next success. Hi, I'm Katya from Spark Knowledge Community, and before funding this nonprofit and joining the Faculty of Electrical Engineering, I spent over a decade on a public research institute leading a lab and building physics department. So I have some experience in public research activities. And I've written and managed countless grant proposals, navigated the highs and the lows of academic life, and faced my fair share of setbacks. And I still do. I still write and get rejected repeatedly. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So, one key truth I've learned is this: resilience in science is less about never failing and more about how you bounce back and prepare multiple paths to somehow succeed. Now, many of us brilliant scientists face repeated rejections, and of course, it weighs heavily for all of us. So you may feel it's sort of your productivity in writing that's the problem, but often, the hurdles run sort of deeper. There's for sure fierce competition, there's shifting funding priorities, and also there are complex strategic application processes. So these constant no's can lead to frustrations and isolation or even imposter syndrome. So you start questioning if your meaningful research has any place at all in this system. So let's just take a quick look into why this matters. So if you don't address these struggles, burnout sort of start to loom. And science loses valuable voices like yours. So did you ever think how could you transform rejection from a dead end into a stepping stone? So let me walk you through. First, let's just normalize the rejection. So did you know that top funding agencies reject about 80% of proposals? So similar rates apply to scientific publications as well, which doesn't mean you're not capable. It just reflects the intense competition and the current system. Rejection stings, for sure, and it triggers doubts and disillusionment, but your passion and integrity should remain. A mindset shift is needed for that, probably, but instead of fearing rejection, you can see it as a setback, a tool to sharpen your idea and your pitch. So remember, many renowned scientists faced multiple rejections before breakthroughs, and I want you to embrace this truth. Now, let me share practical strategies to build that resilience. Number one, journaling. Write down what you learned from each rejection. Note your feelings, the insights, and plans to improve. It's a very powerful way to process and to grow. Next one, second one, build or join any type of peer support group. Share struggles and break the isolation. It fuels motivation and provides fresh viewpoints. The third one, celebrate small wins. Every positive comment or constructive feedback is a progress. So recognize these moments. They can really anchor you through this tough process or cycles. And lastly, diversify your proposals. Have 2 or even more applications moving forward at the same time. This is actually really useful because it spreads risk and it also keeps momentum even when one is rejected. So when feedback comes, analyze it carefully, find a friend to discuss the valuable parts of the review, identify actionable points, align your revision to funding priorities, and I'll say it again, seek mentor advice, seek mentorship, sharpen clarity in your methodology and the budget, and no's become yes with a thorough revision. And we sometimes even agree that it's better that we only want it the second or the third time. So word revision, in my opinion, is a completely underused and underrated word in any scientific career. It might be for writing proposals, but also for papers or for books, because resilience does more than just get you funds. It nurtures creativity and mental well-being. The momentum builds from multiple applications and community support. Imposter syndrome loses its power, and I've been there, with all these discouraging emails piling up, but your value isn't one grant or one paper. Your cumulative effort, your integrity, and passion really matter. So keep believing, keep pushing forward. If this resonates, I warmly invite you to join Spark Knowledge community. Together we master mindsets and grant writing and paper writing, but especially motivation on our ways to creating meaningful science. Our mastermind groups are safe spaces for deep dives and breakthrough moments. And below you also find a link to a free masterclass on research project writing parts. In this masterclass, I reveal how to craft captivating proposals aligned with funders' priorities. I mention how to build solid preliminary data, design clear methodologies, and also anticipate questions proactively. So prepare wisely, build momentum, know you have multiple chances ahead. You got this. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in our community or in the next video. By the next time, engage.